Welcome back to Upfront. The first statewide election in Wisconsin next year will be the primary for state Supreme Court. There are 3 declared candidates: incumbent Justice Daniel Kelly, Dane County Judge Jill Karofsky, and our next guest, Marquette Law School professor Ed Falone, who had a previous unsuccessful run for the High Court in 2013. So thank you for being here today.
My pleasure, Adrian.
So I want to know, what did you learn from 2013 from that loss?
Well, I think things are a little different this time. One difference is I have a lot less hair than I did in 2013. But what I learned is that the voters, when we elect our Supreme Court justices, we're choosing to cast our vote for someone. And we need to have a reason to do that, especially in a spring election where a lot of people aren't in the habit of voting. So I think what I learned from my campaign, and it was successful. I mean, I received over 360,000 votes. I consider it a very successful campaign. I received multiple newspaper endorsements. But what I learned is that the voters really want to know what your values are, what your principles are. And so if anything, in this campaign, I'm being more open and more honest about my background and my experiences.
What are your values and principles then?
Well, I have over 25 years of teaching constitutional law, speaking out in defense of our constitutional rights when they're challenged by permit policies that would limit protests at the state capitol, the Trump Muslim ban, multiple instances where as a constitutional law professor, my opinion has been sought out by national media. And I also have over 25 years of working in the nonprofit sector, trying to increase access to justice. A lot of working families can't afford lawyers, and especially in rural areas across the country. We have a crisis that lawyers are not available at an affordable price. And so I've been working for over 25 years, leading organizations that provide working families with affordable lawyers so they don't have to go to court alone, and they get better justice that way. And I'd like to bring those perspectives to our state Supreme Court. I think I can make the system work better from the inside, more efficiently than from the outside.
You're the only candidate who's not a judge. Why do you think you're qualified?
Well, the Supreme Court works best when it reflects a variety of experiences and backgrounds. We have to get out of this idea that only a former prosecutor should sit on our state Supreme Court. It decides issues relating to the First Amendment, equal protection, protecting our environment, the influence and power of corporations over consumers. I mean, these are all issues that go way beyond the very narrow experience of a prosecutor. I think the court benefited when it had Bill Bablich, a former legislator, as a member. I think the court benefited when it had Shirley Abramson, a former law professor, as a member. And I'll bring some of those diverse experiences. And in addition, I would be the first Latino to serve on our state's highest court. And I think it's important that all 3 branches of government reflect the population of the state of Wisconsin.
I did want to ask you about that. What would being the first Latino mean to you?
Well, it would mean a great deal. I mean, I've never forgotten my heritage or where I came from, and I've been very active in southeastern Wisconsin in the Latino community as president of the Wisconsin Hispanic Lawyers, leading the Latino Community Center, and just being very active in supporting the civil rights of all immigrants in Wisconsin. It would mean a lot to me personally to be able to represent that community on the court, and also to be a role model and a mentor for the next generation.
Right now, the court is 5-2 conservatives. How do you see it?
Well, I think the difficulty with our state Supreme Court right now is it's been behaving in a political manner. Whether it is reaching out to bypass the Court of Appeals and take cases on its own initiative that are politically charged, or refusing to end the practice of allowing justices to sit on cases involving their major campaign contributors, or even having Justice Daniel Kelly, who's a recent appointee whose resume is thin on experience but very thick on partisan political activity. I think the public views the court as veering too far into political activity, and what they really want is a return to an independent court, a court that is beholden to no party, that acts independently, and that we can trust to be a mediator between the political branches and the people.
Last time you ran, you had backing from some Democrats, but now there's another left-leaning candidate in Judge Jill Karofsky. So how do you make sure that you get their endorsements?
Well, I think any voter, whether they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, I'm reaching out to say, look, let's stop what we're doing when we elect Supreme Court justices. For too often, the voters are asked, here's a candidate, here's some endorsements, trust us, give your vote to this candidate. And the voters don't really know anything about what the Supreme Court does or the background of these candidates because they don't share much detail, and so they just give their vote away. So as I go around the state of Wisconsin, what I'm telling everyone, Democrat, Republican, Independent, everyone, take your vote back. Identify the candidate who reflects your values, who has a voice and a perspective you want to see on the state Supreme Court, and then cast your vote for that person.
Professor Ed Flone, thank you.
My pleasure.
We'll note that Justice Daniel Kelly, who is seeking his first full term on the Supreme Court, will join us later this month on Upfront. Coming up, what's driving the dilemma facing municipal golf courses across the country?
Everybody's busy now, so we're trying to do things focused on 9 holes or maybe even less.